And this is the ship that actually matters. This is the ship that carries the person. We're going to wait a day, though. Might as well wait a half day for sunrise. We got time. And that is the Grand Tour Eve ship. And now this one I can run with the directories mod, and I'm going to, so I don't have to pay attention to what's going on. I do have to do a couple things with the gravity turn mod, though, and that is set this to 100. And set this, I don't like this at 100. I like this at 5. And I like this at 90. And I like auto stage off because it likes to stage things that I don't want it to stage. And 3, 2, 1, launch. And I am going to I'm going to cheat a little bit in this save. It's mostly stock, but I am, whenever I land Jeb on the surface of a planet, I am going to turn him into an engineer so he can drill quickly, and then I'll turn him back into a pilot in order to pilot. And I've got a mod installed that I wrote, a module manager config installed that I wrote that allows engineers to pilot ships as if they are pilots, and I might just turn him into an engineer and then leave him that way. But don't know if you've ever seen the gravity turn mod. It is pretty awesome. It's kind of a mech Jeb light sort of thing. It just does gravity turns. It can be tricked by ships that don't have decent thrust to weight, but in general it does a pretty good job, and it tends to actually save more fuel than I can do. So it's obviously doing something right. If you hear drinking, it's me drinking coffee. And whenever I drink coffee, of course, you at home are welcome to drink some coffee as well. But yeah, this is my Eve lifter. It can land at about 2.5 kilometers, give or take, and get back into orbit. I'm going to try to land at 4 kilometers above Eve's surface, so I have a nice, good margin. This here is specifically here just to slow it down enough so that I can target my my descent into a perfect spot. And then I'm going to ditch this. This is obviously the heat shield. This all lands on Eve and then comes back. And I ditch like all this stuff. Kind of looks like Bart Simpson with the hair. Oh, explosions. Not a fan of how Gravity Turn, the mod, slows your ship down. But, like I said, it does better than I can do, so I can't really complain about it too much. It's like, what is it doing? Like, why is it doing this? I know why it's doing it. I just don't know how to tell it not to. And whenever I try to fix it, it ends up wasting fuel. So I just have stopped bothering. But if you look, our total vector loss is 650. Our total loss is 17. Our total drag loss is this, whatever it is. I kind of wish I could have this window for my launches. I wish the gravity turn mod, I could have it not on, but just tracking what I do. So I could see where I'm getting my losses that it's not getting. I could speed this up, but frankly I'm terrified to. And now we've lost these engines. So hopefully he'll be at full speed for a while now. This was not asparagus staged. Those engines just had less fuel. I wanted to bring them up higher. And if I onion staged them, they would have been gone a lot longer. And this guy just doesn't have awesome thrust to weight. Well, he does now because he's almost out of fuel, but he didn't back then. And obviously we're going to be fine as far as timed apoapsis is concerned and all that good stuff. And okay, it thinks it's done. Not a great apoapsis here. But we can get this guy into orbit. I guess we can close this. We don't really need it anymore. Let's go ahead and snap this thing to apoapsis. Let's aim prograde probably. Let's aim at the maneuver node. It is a 53-second burn. It's going to be a little bit more than that because we don't actually have a... There we go. So it's going to be a 54-second burn. And it's 819 meters per second, which is basically exactly what we have. Oh, no, it's not exactly what we have. It's a little bit less than what we have, but that's fine. This ship, I didn't want to leave it in orbit. And I totally screwed up. I was time warping while I... Never time warp while you're looking at stuff. I'm just going to sit here and burn like this. Not a big deal. We got a pretty good thrust to weight here. Pulling our vertical velocity down as well. Okay, there goes that. Now I believe this is not that. Okay, if I hit this, yeah, I hit stage that. Okay. We can just ditch this. We don't need it anymore. Okay, watching this. Just wanted to get to 100 by 100. Or 100 by 90. You know what? That's fine. We'll leave it at 100 by 90. We'll ditch this, and he is good. Okay, we're not going to touch him now until the Y God Y gets to its position. So let's go ahead and go back to the Space Center. Do some timer. Oh, we just got 5 people going. Hi, 5 people. New people, this is the beginnings of my grand tour. I'm hoping to land on every planet and moon except for Jewel. And we're going to start with Eve, but actually we're starting with hooking everything together in orbit. And while I do have a large number of mods installed, the game is basically stock. It functions as stock, so all of these ships would work in the stock game, just without the benefit of an alarm clock or the gravity turn mod, throttling your ship better than you would, and things like that. And because we're in stock, I will happily abuse the time warp trick to keep the computer from flipping this thing all over the place. Okay, it's a 1 second burn. It's going to be very quick. I'm going to aim this guy prograde instead of doing that maneuver node thing, and we lost our target for some reason. There it is, and we have no encounter. None whatsoever, which is super annoying. It's not even close to what I was expecting to see. But we are going to have a close encounter coming up. So tell you what, let's just do this. Let's add an encounter marker. We have it. It's just the game's not showing it. Thank you, Kerbal Alarm Clock, for knowing what the heck is going on here. Okay, let's just get rid of this maneuver node then. Yeah, so in 28 minutes, we are going to be 300 meters away. Let's just go into target mode now. And go around the planet once. Kerbal Alarm Clock, fixing problems in the game for the last 3 years. I'm glad I didn't try to fix the problem. Okay. Let's turn on NavHUD, one of my favorite mods. Let's aim retrograde. We're coming in at 44 meters per second. Let's get about 2 kilometers away. I could get closer out here. It would save a little bit of fuel, but honestly, I'm not going to bother with it. This guy has a lot of Verners on him. I love the Verners because they keep you from having to put actual RCS tanks on your ship. There she is. Takes a little bit longer to slow down than I expected it to. Okay, that's good enough for me. Let's just aim at it. We can probably just come right here and dock right on. There's a docking port on every side. The ship has more docking ports than it needs. Much like RCS jets, I have found that I always need more than I think I need. Sorry, anybody who gets sick from watching this thing flip around. Okay, so let's turn on RCS. Check this out. I'm rotating, and the RCS isn't doing anything because I have set up the RCS jets to only work laterally. That right there makes 1.1.2 worth it to run. Okay, we're going to come in at about, let's say, a meter per second. I am not gonna screw around here. Well, I am going to screw around. I'm going to take a long time to come in. Where is the other ship? I know he's sideways somewhere. Can I target him? Set his target. I can. Sweet. Okay, where is he? Oh, there he is. Okay, so he's that way. So we are going to control from this docking port. And then we are going to aim him at the target. Now, I've had less than perfect luck with this, but I have had this thing continue to function even when I switch to the other ship. But it seems like sometimes it doesn't continue to function even when I switch to the other ship. And I don't know how to make it actually continue to function when I switch to the other ship. If anybody knows whether or not that works, or if I'm just like thinking I see things and I'm not. Like here, I'm going to switch to the other ship now. Now I'm going to switch back. And so yeah, see, he's no longer aimed at the target. So I think I'm just seeing things and I don't know what I'm talking about. Okay, which is fine. I'm used to it. Let's also try to target that docking port, which I probably can't from here. Definitely can't with all the HUD stuff up. We're coming in at 1 meter per second. We're already 200 meters away, which is like what, 4 minutes, give or take? And I'm going to make sure I keep going like this. I also want to be rotated so that I am perfect with it. Now, that's not a big deal for this ship because it, it's just going to drop off all its fuel and then deorbit itself. But it is going to be a big deal for the other ships, and it actually is a big deal for this ship because I have a mod installed, well, a module manager config installed that is going to make it. It's going to enforce that. There we go. Now we have our target set. We can actually aim at the docking port angle here. Make sure we're set with that, and then RCS ourselves up. I keep turning RCS off, thinking I'm turning it on, because I'm so used to turning it off while rotating. That's a habit I'm gonna have to unlearn. Like back in the long time ago, when you had to turn off SAS to turn your ship. It was a long time before I was able to stop turning off SAS in order to turn my ship. Should also probably test how quickly this guy can slow down. The answer is quickly, which is nice. Because I'm going to need to slow down quickly when the time comes here. See, a couple of people dropped off and a couple of people came on. Hello, people who came on. Come on in the chat if you feel like it. I will happily chat with you. Yeah, we got plenty of sunlight. Sunlight isn't a big deal. None of these guys work on solar power. But it makes it nicer to see, obviously. Putting on fine controls. I might have to turn them off for the approach because I'll need to slow down. Also going to hit F5 for safety here. We are less than a minute away. This is where I get scared. Yeah, I way over prepared on the on the RCS jets here because I need this thing. This thing has so much fuel in it. It's so heavy. Okay, about 30 seconds away. I should probably slow down a little bit. I should also probably make sure I'm aimed correctly. Yeah, I need to turn off fine control to slow down. I'm going to slow down to 0.5 meter per second here. And get this aimed correctly again. It's probably a bit like watching NASA TV. I'm sorry if it's boring, but this is what you gotta do when you build ships like I do and decide to take them on a grand tour. Okay, we are 12 meters away. Perfectly lined up with his docking port. Loving the nav HUD mod as always. Okay, 5 meters away, I'm going to slow down to 2.2 meters per second, 2 decimeters per second. I think we can actually dock at 2 decimeters per second without too much trouble. 3 meters away. It's getting hard to keep this thing aimed. We are perfectly online here. 1.5 meters. And we're docked. Whew. Okay, here's where GPO speed fuel pumps would automatically fill up my fuel tanks. But it won't do that, so I have to do it manually. So what we're going to do here is, I guess we'll just fill these things up one at a time. We'll do this one. And I wish you could switch to the next one, but you can't, so I'm just going to let it go. I don't even think I can time warp. I don't think that works. Enjoy a nice cup of coffee here. This is among the things I'm going to have to cut out when I put this on YouTube because there's nothing going on here. Yeah, this would all have already happened if GPO was installed. I could actually probably exit out of the game. Let's see, I put it in, no, I didn't put it in here. I put it in here. I could probably exit out of the game, install GPO speed fuel pumps, come back in, set all the stuff, and then go back out and uninstall it and then put it back on. Sadly, I can't have it running because this ship just doesn't like it. Oh, we got a new viewer. Welcome to Pumping Fuel with HMV. This is the episode where we pump fuel from one ship to another in preparation for ejecting to Eve. Okay, so we got those two are done. Okay, now we'll do these two into these two. And some of these guys don't have the same amount of fuel for some reason. This is the Grand Tour, Doug. We are prepping. The Eve ship hasn't been attached yet. This plane here is going to end up on the front of this ship eventually here, and then the Eve ship is actually going to attach here so we can drag it to Eve. The Eve ship is in orbit. I've gotten it up into orbit, but I'm taking care of this before I bring it in because I want to get the fuel in this guy before I bring the Eve ship into the physics window because it is crazy how little frame rate I get with that ship, even in the new version. Okay, we've got this and this. These two are going to be transferring here. I forgot what stock fuel transfer was like. Out of the dungeon and into the sky. Yes. I left the black and I'm into the black now. Okay. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to transfer all of these into this guy in the center here. Yeah, and they easily have more fuel than he's going to be able to hold. Yeah, I'm hoping whatever the problem is with GPO speed fuel pumps, it'll get fixed before I have to do too many ISRU runs. Most notably on Gilly, I'm going to need to probably go to Gilly and back about 5 or 6 times to fill this thing up. Okay, so now can I close this? No. Can I Alt right-click on it and close it? No. What just happened? I just clicked on something else. Yeah, I can't get rid of these once I Alt-click on them. It's not like a toggle. It comes up or not, so I have to start over, basically, which is annoying. Okay, so this guy's full, though. So let's go and fill this guy up with these two guys. A 4K 50-inch monitor. Wow. I assume you've got a computer that can also run that graphics, or at least a card that will run that graphics. Okay. Yeah, up until recently, I didn't even have a 50-inch television. I guess technically I could use my new TV as a monitor, but I would definitely need a new computer for that. Okay, who's left with fuel? These guys got these two guys got the dregs of fuel left in them. Let's just go ahead and oh, wait a minute. I just noticed that GPO speed fuel pumps is installed even though I don't have it installed. I wonder if I had it installed twice and it wasn't working. That's kind of funny. Well, let's take advantage of it. Jeez, I wish I had noticed that before. Okay, I don't care about these guys. I only care about the ones that still have fuel in them. Oh, I guess I do care about them because it's gonna. Wow, my frame rate's terrible. I don't know what you guys are getting on the stream, but it's a bit ridiculous. Yeah, I think I might have had it installed twice somehow, and I uninstalled one of them. And maybe that's what was causing the problem. I should probably go on the forums and report that, but I'm busy playing a video game. Okay, this guy should now be totally empty. And I wish there was a way to tell that quickly. Okay, all 6 of those. So all I have left is the 4 of these to check. Yes, okay. And then this guy still has fuel in him. And his entire job is to get this thing deorbited because we like to clean up our trash. Let's go ahead and undock. I probably should have hit F5 with the way the game has been acting. Okay, let's turn the computer on. Let's aim ourselves retrograde. Oh, wait, that's you. Let's go to you. Let's turn the computer on, aim ourselves retrograde. As soon as we're clear, Say goodbye. And just enough fuel to get us a minus 44 or 44 kilometer periapsis, which will burn us up in the atmosphere. Let's go into not make you puke mode. There's no reason to watch this thing burn up, but you know what? I like to. And it gives me a chance to drink coffee. I'm actually going to run and grab a little bit more coffee. I will be back in just a second while this guy explodes. Oh, look at that. I'm back before he died. We're actually coming in over Kerbal Space Center. Wouldn't it be cool if we hit it? Looks like we're going to sail right over it. Give you guys some ambient light so you can actually see what's going on. See, I could have put parachutes on this thing and allowed it to come down and keep the money, but this mission isn't about saving money. It's about saving lives, and by saving lives, I mean sending Jeb to every single planet and moon. Oh, something's going to blow up. Oh, right as it was going to blow up, we lost aerodynamic. That was kind of cool. Did we run out of power? Is that it? No, we didn't run out of power. I don't know what happened. And total destruction. Awesome. Okay. Now for the fun part of the mission.